The Fantastic Four could easily be introduced as mutants in the MCU, but hopefully Marvel Studios will resist that idea. When Disney acquired the bulk of Fox's film and TV empire, the acquisition had major benefits for Marvel Studios. It meant Marvel finally regained the film rights to the X-Men, the Fantastic Four, and all associated characters. Little by little, Fox properties are making their way into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Little is known of the upcoming Fantastic Four reboot. Marvel is skipping the origin story. The studio has historically been reluctant to retell stories that have been told before on the big screen, as proven with Spider-Man and the Hulk. The Fantastic Four may not have quite the same brand recognition, but Marvel could easily follow the formula seen with The Incredible Hulk, where the opening animations actually told all the backstory they felt viewers needed to know. Meanwhile, the timing is most certainly right for the Fantastic Four to make their debut ahead of Avengers: Secret Wars. In the comics, that story was actually the greatest confrontation between Doctor Doom and Reed Richards, as the two fought for the right to decide the shape of all creation. Still, there's intense debate about how the Fantastic Four's origin and their ongoing adventures fit into the overarching narrative of the MCU. This is all the more difficult to determine given Phase 4 hasn't really seemed to have a single direction, but instead appears to have multiple stories unfolding at the same time. The multiverse is the most prominent of them, but a lot of Phase 4 properties don't fit well into that particular arc. One disturbing theory suggests the Fantastic Four could serve as a bridge between the multiverse saga and the story of mutants. Mutants are now part of the MCU. At first it seemed as though Marvel was in no hurry to introduce mutants into the MCU. All that changed in Ms. Marvel Episode 6, when Ms. Marvel became the MCU's first official mutant. Analyzing Kamala Khan's DNA, her best friend Bruno discovered the bangle she wielded wouldn't give powers to any other member of her family. Rather, she possessed some sort of mutation, activated by the flood of neuroenergy unleashed when Kamala first put the bangle on. In case viewers didn't get the message, the comment was accompanied by a riff on the classic X-Men, the animated series theme tune. Ms. Marvel seems to fit the pattern of what the comics call latent mutants, people with dormant X genes activated by an external energy. Curiously, since then She-Hulk, Attorney at Law Episode 1 has raised the possibility the Hulk has been reckoned as a mutant. According to Bruce Banner, he and his cousin Jennifer Walters possess genetic anomalies allowing their bodies to synthesize gamma radiation. This raises the possibility other Marvel superheroes could be reckoned as secret mutants as well, explaining how their bodies absorbed cosmic or magical energy. Examples include Captain Marvel, Monica Rambeau, and even Ghost from Ant-Man and the Wasp. Assuming the MCU's mutants follow the pattern of Kamala Khan, then they actually align with some of Stan Lee's initial X-Men concepts. Lee called the mutants children of the atom because he assumed their powers were a result of elevated levels of background radiation across the planet due to nuclear testing. Professor X was tied to a nuclear plant in Alamogordo, New Mexico, later retconned as a secret nuclear lab, while the Beast's father worked in a nuclear power plant. It's not hard to see a connection between the latent mutants seen in the MCU and Lee's original ideas. Could the Fantastic Four be latent mutants as well? The MCU's Phase 4 has already been setting up cosmic radiation, with WandaVision's Hex said to generate high levels of cosmic background radiation, and the Eternals' powers based on cosmic energy as well. Just as with neuroenergy, gamma radiation, and potentially Tesseract energy, it's entirely possible cosmic energy has the potential to trigger dormant X genes. Marvel could therefore easily unveil the MCU's Fantastic Four as mutants, explaining why each member of the team has such a different power set. Until now, the focus has been on the potential retcons set up by Ms. Marvel and the existing characters who could be reckoned as mutants in the MCU. Looking forward, though, the Fantastic Four would fit the Kamala Khan pattern surprisingly well, making this quite an organic change. Hopefully Marvel will take a different approach, however. Conceptually and thematically, the heroes of the Fantastic Four are very different to the X-Men. Mutants are feared and hated, while the Fantastic Four tend to be treated with adoration by most characters in the Marvel Universe. Indeed, they are celebrated as Marvel's first family, not just because of the theme of family that runs through their comics, but also because of the praise they receive from the public. There have been occasional stories where people turned on the Fantastic Four. The Human Torch was attacked over the comic book version of the Sokovia Accords, but these stand out as exceptions to the rule. They have dramatic impact precisely because they are not the norm. In truth, the very fact this theory feels so feasible points to the lack of definition over the MCU's mutants. It's important to remember that, to date, there has only been one explicit mention of mutants in the MCU. It's possible there will be another nod to mutants in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Namor is traditionally an Atlantean mutant in the comics, and the trailer showed him born with his mutant winged feet. But everything else is inference and deduction, and it's entirely possible Marvel will take things in a very different direction. For now, viewers will surely look on the advent of the MCU's Fantastic Four with a degree of concern, given Marvel could potentially push the idea of everything being connected to Breaking Point. The Fantastic Four really are better off as non-mutants. Key releases: Black Panther, Wakanda Forever release date, 2022 11/11 Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania release date, 2023 02/17 Guardians of the Galaxy Vol. 3 release date, 2023 05/05 The Marvels Captain Marvel 2 release date, 2023 07/28 Captain America: New World Order release date, 2024 05/03 Marvel's Thunderbolts release date, 2024 07/26 Marvel's Fantastic Four release date, 2024 11/08 Avengers: The Kang Dynasty release date, 2025 05/02 Avengers: Secret Wars release date, 2025 11/07